will not believe the latest on quarterback Kyler Murray. The reports we've got today that suggest the future of the Arizona quarterback. He's not going to be on this roster most likely. Welcome to Cardinals Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Joey O'Donohue. And before we dive into the new reports that we've got on Kyler's future, I want you guys to be the analyst for me. If you had to give a percent chance that Kyler Murray is a Cardinal next season, scale it from 0 to 100, okay? 0 obviously being no chance at all. 100%, he's definitely back with Arizona. Give a percentage in the comment section. Let's see who can predict this thing down below, and I'll reply with one to you guys as well. So the ESPN insiders made an article about trade rumors, and here's a percentage for you. They think Kyler Murray only has a 5% chance to get traded now. Just a 5% chance. I mean, trade rumors have been heating up all the way since mid-season before the trade deadline. No deal got done. They shut down Kyler. They haven't been able to find a trade partner since. So here's exactly what Dan Graziano from ESPN had to say, and that is that the Cardinals would love to trade the contract, but with that huge guarantee this year and another $19.5 million of 2027 money, it's fully guarantees on the third day of the league year. That's about March 15th. It's going to be tough to find a taker. If Arizona is willing to pay down a big chunk of the money, that could help. But odds are Murray ends up getting released before that 2027 guarantee kicks in next month. Wow, so now where we are headed, it is more likely that Kyler gets cut than traded. We've got another report that backs this up. Two more, actually. These have been coming out left and right here lately. But it seems like the most likely scenario for Kyler is cut all of a sudden, which is not ideal for the Cardinals at all. Basically, from Henry McKenna, Fox Sports analyst, Kyler Murray would like the Cardinals to cut him, per a source. And given what folks in Arizona are saying about the QB, you can't blame him. So not only is this getting traction from Arizona's front office, but Kyler and his team actually want to be cut. They're like, let me just go test free agency and meet with teams and see who I can sign with and get a deal with. Seems like this is what he wants now, all of a sudden. So what does that mean for the Cardinals if they cut Kyler Murray? Well, cap implications, it's not great, but this has to be done before March 15th, okay? If they were to do it from today, by the time you and I are watching this video, all the way up until March 15th, they take a $54 million dead cap hit, which sucks, but that's the way you structure the contract, and they lose $2 million in cap. So, basically a non-factor in the cap space for 2026, but you do take that dead cap hit just to move on from him and not have to pay him in the future. If you wait, if you just keep shopping him and you try to do this after that guarantee in the new league year, well, all of a sudden you're taking a $77.2 million dead cap hit, and you lose $24 million in cap space, folks. You cannot let it get to this point. There's a timetable. We got to move. We got to go. And unfortunately, other teams probably know that if Arizona doesn't find a trade partner for Kyler, that they will just cut him. So there's not much trade value either. And we know the Cardinals want to trade Kyler. I feel confident reporting that because if they do that, they save about $35 million in cap space. All they need is a trade partner. And at this point, they'll take anything for Kyler right now, which is so sad because it's not like he's a bad quarterback. He's probably the best option in the offseason right now. But they don't want him on the roster in the future, and they don't want to keep paying a guy millions of dollars guaranteed that they're not going to roll with going forward here. In fact, if you look at the Murray contract, take a little deeper dive on it. I know I've thrown a lot of numbers at you here, but just 2 years, okay, 2 more years, $39.4 million a year. $36.8 million of that is guaranteed in 2026. I think they're trying to move on. They're trying to find their answer, and that's what this all comes down to. Of course, naturally, Monty Ossenfort, the GM, was asked about this too at his press conference at the Combine. Let's toss it to Monty. Here was his response about the quarterback situation.
Here's what I would say, as I've said before. I'd say all options are on the table for us, okay? We got Kyler, Jacoby, Keaton, all under contract. As it pertains to that position, as it pertains to every position on our team, we're going to look at every avenue to improve, and we're going to continue and go through our process with that. So, like I said, we're going to do that as we go through our roster building. We just have 2 of the bigger ones coming up here in free agency and the draft come up back to back, and excited to get on with that process.
Well, like I said, Kyler is one of the better options this year. So, of course, he's not going to give too much away at the podium there. But what this is really about is the money. So, one, they don't believe that Kyler Murray is their future franchise quarterback anymore, as he once was, as he was drafted to be, as he was an offensive rookie of the year. We all thought, okay, we got the guy. Since then, he's had some injuries. He's getting older now. They're moving on. They've made that clear. In fact, more reports have suggested that the Cardinals are frustrated with Murray and his work ethic. I mean, we've got some more reports on the back half of the show that you're not going to believe, so stay tuned. But basically, in terms of cutting, this is about financial implications. They're trying to trade him to free up cap space, and they don't want to pay him the guaranteed money that he's due. And so if we get to March 10th, and there's no trade partner, okay, goodbye, see you later, Kyler Murray, you're getting cut. Unfortunately, that's the reality of what the Arizona Cardinals are about to do. So I want you guys to predict what's going to happen with Kyler Murray, though. Do you think we can hit a buzzer beater and get someone to trade for Kyler? Well, then type T for trade. If ultimately you think Arizona just cuts him, then type C for cut. Or if you are ignoring the outside noise and you think the Cardinals are going to surprise everybody, they're going to keep Kyler Murray as the starting quarterback next year, let's run it back and pay him a bunch of money, type S for stay. Let me know what happens to Kyler in the comment section. Again, let's see who can predict this thing down below, and we'll go back and look a month from now. All right, so future discussions. Ossenford had also said that those discussions about Murray's future take place daily. Every day they're talking about, hey, what do we do? Which makes sense. I mean, it's the most important question of your offseason, what to do with this, your once franchise quarterback in the making. And Ossenford tried to say that they're always talking about it. But we've got a new report here from another ESPN Cardinals guy, Josh Weinfuss. News from the NFL Combine. A source told me that the Kyler Murray and Cardinals GM Monty Ossenford haven't talked this offseason, refuting what Ossenford said earlier at this Combine press conference. So, source has told ESPN Ossenford hasn't even talked to Kyler. Bro, what are you doing? It's kind of disrespectful, honestly. You haven't had one conversation with the quarterback since the season ended? Great leadership, man. No doubt in my mind now that Kyler's done in Arizona. Clearly, they are not committed to him at all. They're having conversations behind his back. Hey, how can we get rid of this guy? But they're not even giving Kyler the due diligence, the favor, the grace of just, hey, man, this is what we're thinking right now. Just talk to him. And this is probably why Kyler's growing frustrated and is like, hey, just cut me. Just cut me if I'm out of your plans. So you've got both sides mad with each other. It's also been reported that the Cardinals are frustrated with Murray. Like I said, it's a mess. And would you expect anything else for the Arizona Cardinals? I'm sorry, but this is what it always feels like when you watch this team. Is it or is it not? Being a fan of the team is pretty tough. And they just continue to make decisions and show dysfunction that we as fans are tired of. Okay? Tired of the losing, tired of the rebuilding. Now you got to find a quarterback. So the only other way you could trade Kyler Murray is if you pay to do so. So if the Cardinals tell another team, hey, listen, you just give us the draft pick, we'll eat some of that contract. You don't have to pay him $78 million over the next 2 years. Perhaps that's how a trade gets done. But based on everything I've reported just now and everything I've been told, everything we've heard so far, seems like teams are just going to be like, let them cut Kyler instead of us paying. The only way it gets done is if the Cardinals eat some of the money. But that would be the best case scenario still because of how much cap space it frees up for Arizona. They can have a fresh, clean slate, bring in a bunch of new guys in free agency if they'd like. You're going to draft some rookies that are going to be starters for you right away. And having that extra money and a clean slate would be helpful for them since they're done with Kyler no matter what. And that's the bottom line of this video. No matter which way you spin it, a cut, a trade, it is over for Kyler Murray in Arizona. That is evident. It's clear as day to me now as I read through all these reports. Do my research from ESPN and other sources. Which is a shame. I mean, it's a shame. You know, I had high hopes for Kyler Murray when they drafted him. Showed a lot of great flashes and highlight plays, clutch plays where he's spinning around in the backfield. You're like, is he really going to make something happen? And he does. You know? I don't know, some legendary ones. The Hopkins catch in the end zone. I mean, it was fun while it lasted. But all great things must come to an end. So if you had to sum it up in one word, what would that one word be? Comment one word to describe Kyler Murray's time in Arizona. Get it down below in the comment section. Let me know how you would sum this whole thing up if Kyler's tenure is really over with the Cardinals. And that's going to do it for us here on Cardinals Today. Appreciate you all tuning in to this edition of the show. I'll have more episodes coming out for you every week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the more videos I can make. Help me help you get free Cardinals content out every day or as often as possible. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next episode.